Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to Scripts and Giggles with Shoshanna
And Marnie.
So, should we just move straight to the review of the week? Because
Let's get into it. Rivals.
Rivals, indeed.
Based on a book.
Yeah.
Best-selling author.
Never heard of this book in my life.
So Jackie Collins writes a lot smart.
That's what I thought. I was like, yeah.
But like, classy smart.
Yeah.
Middle class smart.
You could tell by the show anyway, yeah.
Yeah, and when I was at my... I used to work at a production company, a different production company. And my first... I don't know how to say that in a way that doesn't sound weird.
Yeah, your first production
In my first TV job,
yeah,
one of my bosses wanted to option Rivals.
Really?
And we were all like, nobody wants to watch a show about... Blah, blah, blah.
Oh,
anyway, he checked the rights and the rights had already gone.
Oh, okay.
So,
I was going to say, like, because he could be like, no!
No, I'm sure he is like, no, because it's one thing for you to, like, check the rights about a book. It's another for the book to actually make it onto screen. Like, people option books all the time, and for some reason or another, the show never makes it to screen. So yeah, I think he will be shaking his fist because there was always a chance that whoever had it optioned didn't make the show. It came out of option and he could scoop it up, but sadly,
nope.
It's on Disney now.
And this is actually Disney's first local production for the UK.
Yeah, no. Yeah. What about?
Have I got it wrong?
Yeah.
What was the other one?
What's that show with the girl?
Oh, sorry, crap, yeah. Rewind. This is Disney UK's biggest local production.
Damn, drag the other show. You said your little cheap little show?
No, but I mean,
like, cheap little show?
Honestly, I'm not, like, yes, I saw them promote, what was the name of that? Extraordinary. I know they promoted it, but this one feels like it's at a different level, like the way they promoted this show.
I mean, this has...
It has, like,
what
the biggest...
Extraordinary didn't have is stars.
Yeah, and this one is littered with, like, British stars. Like, let's be honest. Not
anyone
like,
who's everyone who's everyone who's anyone.
It really is. Honestly, you have, you know, David Tennant all the way to Danny Dyer. So,
if you want to see David Tennant or Danny Dyer's bare ass,
oh Jesus,
oh God,
God. Can you imagine that is yourself?
No, 100%. Do you want to see David Tennant's bare ass? I don't even think you do see... I think there was...
I don't think... I mean, you see him in a sex scene, let's just say that.
In more than one. And I don't know what it is about him. Maybe it's because he's the Doctor. In my head, he's Doctor Who. It's like, I should not be seeing this.
That's what I said the last time when you were like, oh, is it because he's too skinny for you? I said no.
You said yes. You actually said yes.
I did say he was too skinny for me.
And then you started to double back on yourself. Oh, he's so hot. He's so...
No. Sorry, I said David Tennant in Doctor Who was.
He was... Like, he looks exactly the same.
No, he doesn't, man.
Yes,
He's aged a bit. Like, let's call a spade a spade.
Yeah, but the face is still the face. And you said that. You said, I have a bit of that this yarn.
Yeah, but David Tennant in Doctor Who was not having sex. Like, we didn't need to see him. Like, he was a Ken doll.
He had a wife, actually.
Did he?
Yeah, the Doctor has a wife.
Oh, bro. Didn't even think about that, but, like, yeah.
Her name was River.
Oh, okay. I just thought he flirted with Freeman Acuman's character. Acuman's, was that her name?
Freeman Acuman.
Anyway. So yeah,
he flirted with all of them. All of the companions.
Oh, Billy Piper as well. Yeah, he flirted.
That's the whole point. They of course they fall in love with him. He's like a sexless best
true.
friend.
It's true. It's true. So yeah, that's what Rivals. Yeah, right. He's splitted, and you had Aidan Turner. He's
Aidan Turner.
Emily Attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basic plot of Rivals. It's about rivals.
That's rivals.
But the rivals be fucking each other.
Yeah.
No, the very quick overview of the story, because the show's not really about the story. It's about the fucking.
Yeah.
But we have a new TV channel. I was really struggling to understand because it feels a lot like ITV, and then you find out it's like the country version of ITV, and it is bidding for the franchise rights to be an ITV. Yeah. To be a version of ITV.
Because they also reference some of the back in the day channels like Granada.
Yeah.
They reference the BBC.
Yeah, BBC exists.
So in this world, the TV industry of the 80s very much exists in this
our world. Yeah. So the owner of this TV company is David Tennant. Can't remember what his character's name is.
His name was Tony Badenham.
Yeah. Tony decides he's going to hire Aidan Turner's Declan O'Hara.
Oh, yeah.
The most Irish name you can think of.
When I think of Declan, I'm like, Anti-Deck. That's what I think of Deck.
I do think of Anti-Deck, but like Declan O'Hara is literally like...
True.
I'm gonna... what's the most Irish name I can think of? Like, no, for real. And then he goes to Declan O'Hara, who has a show on the BBC, and says, I can make you massive.
Yeah.
Like, the BBC's... They're tying you up. They're not letting you do what you want to do. Come to me. And he's got a cigar, and he's just like, imagine you're like a caricature of a TV boss. Yeah. That's who he is, right? So Declan's like, yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna move my entire family to Cotswolds and do this show for you. And Declan has 3 kids. Yeah. 2 daughters and a son that pops up halfway through the series.
Yeah,
like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah, honestly, wild.
They don't even set him up at all. No. He just turns up and they're like, oh, hello, who the hell is this? 2 daughters and a wife. His wife is miserable. She does not want to go to Cotswold. She's an actress, but she kind of has to go because she cheated on Declan and it's a whole thing. And they're trying to get the family back on track. But she's horny AF.
If you didn't know, she'll let you know.
She will fuck anyone, but she doesn't get to fuck anyone, which is actually really...
Because everyone she wants to fuck her daughter.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to that storyline because it's unhinged.
100%.
But they get to the Cotswolds and they've got a daughter called Taggy.
Yeah.
Her name is Agatha, but they call her Taggy. Yeah. They have another daughter. She's going off to boarding school. They've got this son who's at university.
Yeah.
Taggy is walking... They meet their neighbour, who's played by Catherine Parkinson.
Yes.
Who I think
her name is Lizzie.
A stand-in for Jackie Collins in her own book.
Okay, yeah.
Right? The author that writes smart.
Yeah.
What's her name, sorry?
In the show, she's called Lizzie.
Lizzie, who's this, like, lovely, witty...
So endearing.
Catherine Parkinson is a fantastic actress. Just so funny.
Yeah.
And... Like, yeah, you're right, so endearing. Yeah. Like heart breaks for her when she's with her husband and he's so uninterested in her. I wish we knew more about why he was so uninterested in her.
Never found out.
But she comes to meet them when they first arrive, and Taggy walks her home, and on the way back, she thinks she sees a fire at a neighbouring house, runs over to tell them, and catches Rupert Campbell Black.
Yep.
Who is the local Casanova. He ex-show jumper. Like, just
it's so
the
wild.
aspects of the show that, like, literally are so, like, tropey of a romance job. Of course he's an ex-show jumper. That's not even a real job.
Yeah.
But, like, he's incredibly rich, he's incredibly handsome, and when Taggy happens upon him, he's playing naked tennis with,
Sarah Stratton, who is played by Emmy Attack.
Yes. She is a married woman.
Yeah.
He's very rude to Taggy. Like, why did you come here? Yeah. Like, I'm burning the brush outside of my house. Like, it's fine. But she has called the fire brigade, and so it becomes a whole to do.
Yeah.
She's incredibly embarrassed, but like also intrigued. Which no. Actually,
I mean, if you're intrigued because you saw him naked, and I mean, when I say naked, we got the full frontal. We got one shot of full frontal, and then from then on they were using everything else to hide it. I think that was the only full frontal.
I didn't watch the series because I thought we were gonna get a whole penis.
Actually, that was the only.
Yeah, they didn't show anybody
full frontal
else
throughout.
No, yeah.
Yeah, but that was also I think that was the only of his full frontal. Was he full frontal anywhere else? No. Yeah, that was it.
They don't show that again. Yeah.
And the way it was shot, at one point I was like, could this be fake? But apparently it was real. All him.
Did you say pour him?
All him.
Oh.
All him. Oh. No, I'm not making any comment about what we saw.
No, you'll have to go and see it for yourself. Ladies.
You really do. Episode 1.
Yeah, literally, you don't even have to watch the whole
20
series.
minutes in.
Just sit down.
I mean, it already starts. The opener is him already, like...
joining the Mile High Club?
Yeah, bare bum. So you start to know where the show's going.
Yes. Anyway, from that point onwards, Taggy and Rupert are in this sort of weird cat and mouse game that honestly made me feel uncomfortable.
100%. Yeah.
She is 20 years old. He is old enough to be her father.
Yeah, 40s, I think.
It would have been fine if it was just like she saw him playing naked tennis and they kept sort of bumping into each other. But at a party where she's serving food, he decides to put his hand up her skirt so that she would be embarrassed and drop the trifle and make a big fool of herself. It also looked like it went inside.
It wasn't like a little pinch. He dug deep inside her butt crack.
Oh, I don't think it was her bum.
You think he was gonna?
I think it was the front.
Yeah, God. It was not.
It was not nice. It was a sexual assault.
Yeah. And perfectly honest, unfortunately, there was a couple of those kind of scenes in the series anyway, like, which was not pleasant to watch. Like, we actually saw full on, like.
Yeah. But yeah, the thing that was really weird about this, they are trying to set up the will they won't they of Taggy and Rupert, who is counts just old enough to be her dad. Quite literally, is a rival of her dad's and her dad's boss.
Yeah.
And who sexually assaulted her. Why are they doing a will they won't they?
And that was what
I
the
really
whole
didn't
time.
Like it.
No, I really didn't. And the whole time I kept on like trying to Google her age again. Like, am I misreading this? Because I thought she was actually even younger than that. But yeah, she just turned about 20. Yeah. But
she didn't go to university because she's dyslexic and she can't read. Which her mum. Jesus. Like they made that such a big storyline, and I was like, okay, like she's dyslexic. Bare people are dyslexic. Like, why is it so big? But her mum is basically like, you're dumb.
Yeah. Let her go and cook.
That's all she can do.
Well,
how's she cooking? Because she can't read the recipe.
I didn't like that storyline, and also I found Taggy's character more annoying as the series went on anyway.
Yeah, but she doesn't have a sense of self.
No,
really.
But she's trying to save everyone. I'm like, girl, sit down and go in the kitchen.
Damn, you said it to a woman to go in the kitchen.
No, but I was like, the fact that she was trying to like stop everything from happening. Like, no, don't go on the show. Was a lot of, don't do that.
For the sake of plot, they had Taggy caring about stuff that I didn't think her character would care about.
True. Well, and also, why was she so involved? Like, you have nothing. Yeah, true. Because you have nothing to do with the TV industry. Why are you telling your dad that you can't
do the interview?
You can't expose Rupert Campbell Black because he assaulted you, and your dad is like, I'm going to take revenge.
Yeah, and you're like, no, my dad takes things too far. That guy put his hands inside of your vagina.
Jesus, Lord have mercy.
Dry.
Oh God.
In front of everybody, it was actually, I really did not like that, and I felt like it was quite a weird choice to make in a show where you say, oh, and then they're gonna fall in love.
Yeah,
and what are you saying?
And then we as a viewer are supposed to be like, let them fall in love, let them find each other. Come on, like he's always there to save her, and she's always there to save him. Like, no, be for real though.
Yeah. So anyway, that's playing in the background to the main plot, which is Declan comes to work at the TV channel. The TV channel goes from strength to strength.
Yeah.
Everything's going really well until the assault.
Yeah.
Declan, his producer, Cameron, who's a black woman. Surprise, surprise, but he thought I was going to be a man. That's literally a line from the show.
Yeah.
And Tony are like, this is a great opportunity. Why don't we get Rupert on the show and we'll just blast him, right? We're going to drag him for filth because that's what our show does. And they get Rupert on the show. And Taggy is like, Daddy, no, Daddy, don't do it, Daddy, please. And then, like, goes to Rupert and is like, my dad's going to drag you on TV, don't go on the show. And he's like, I'm going on the show because I'm an adult, I can do what I want. It's literally got nothing to do with you. Anyway, he goes on the show. The dad has a change of, that episode I thought was good. Like, the tension between, what's going to happen, how they... Because I knew that they wouldn't have him exposed. We're 3 episodes into the series. It's too early.
We've still got more to go.
But I liked how they played the, like, Declan making that choice not to air out whatever information he had. We still don't know what information he had on him.
For some weird reason, I feel like because Rupert's character is about being charismatic, and also he's already been known in the public as being a bit of a sex
fiend.
Yeah. So, like, whatever the story was gonna be, I don't think it would have massively harmed him. If anything, it's probably going to harm his family.
Yeah, I think it had something to do more than just him.
Yeah.
Anyway, also, in the process of trying to stop this from happening, Taggy goes to Rupert's ex-wife.
That's what I mean. Why would Tiger even know who she is?
Why? And says, Rupert's going on the show, he's going to embarrass him, my dad's going to destroy him, and you need to speak to him. Bear in mind, his ex-wife wouldn't even let him speak to his children on the phone on Christmas Day, which was actually dirty.
That was
dirty. I said, oh, I actually feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
You actually made me feel sorry for a rapist. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, they do this interview, and it ends up not being the big rug pull we all thought it was going to be. Tony's livid. He's like, you fucked me. This was my one opportunity to get Rupert.
Again, because they've had some underlying beef.
They've never liked each other. And there's a class thing there because like Tony went to grammar school and Rupert went to Harrow. That's literally also a line from the show. It like this show, if you like that like middle class like sniping, perfect. Yeah. If you're like, I don't really get the difference between a Harrow and a grammar school, you're just gonna be like, okay.
I'll be honest, there was definitely periods where I was like, this show is called Rivals. It's the rivals in the room with us. I don't know what the rivalry is. It took me a long time for it to click onto like. No, but let's call it a spade. To me, the rivalry came right towards the end of the series, in my personal opinion. Mind you, I watched this about a month ago, so I can't.
She was asleep. She was high as a kite. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Wait, do you think that from episode 1 you could tell what the rivals were? Because I saw
literally that first scene when they're on the airplane and they're going back and forth with each other. That's the setup, right? Rupert and Tony don't like each other, and they would do anything to get back at each other. They're constantly, but I think it's the sniping. It feels like
I thought they were all working together. I'll be honest.
You thought Rupert worked with Tony.
That's how.
This girl. Get off the podcast. Let's just wrap this podcast up at this point. Because how am I doing a podcast with someone who lacks a literacy skills? I keep saying the reading comprehension skills is not there. The kids can't read.
No, but girl, I was confused as to why they're on the same plane. I thought they were literally on a business trip.
So people can't fly places.
I honestly
when we all live in the same area, we not be flying to places.
Let's be for real. In the episode 1, there was a lot of characters.
I will say
it was bloated, and I wouldn't have known. No.
Yeah, I wouldn't have chosen that as the opening scene because why are they on the plane?
Yeah.
Question. I get it, but
thank you for.
By the end of that episode, it is quite clear that they don't work together.
No, yeah, I got that they didn't work together, but to me, I think. I was expecting like deep civil war type of rivalry, and I just don't think I saw that from the get-go.
Well, also, what is civil war type of rivalry?
If you watch Marvel, you know. If you know, you know. Avengers.
See, that's so funny because I didn't understand what the drama was in there. Like, why are you guys mad at each other?
Let me remember.
Don't tell me because I'm actually still not going to get it. I even watched the films. And I know it's
I know something to do with Tony Stark and maybe trying to be like the face of the Avengers.
Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck?
If you remember, please drop it down in the comments. I literally can't remember, but I know it was something to do with like it was between the big Avengers, Tony Stark and Captain America.
Yeah, I just think I remember I was like I don't really understand what the problem is but they just don't seem to like each other.
No, they don't. But when I say one of the best like superhero fight scenes was in that movie, Rivals. They were rivaling. Whereas this one, I'm like.
So you wanted them to put on costumes and we do fly pew 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 pew. I blast you. That's what you wanted.
What?
You were like, where's the costume?
What Nollywood interpretation?
Pew, 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 pew.
That is definitely, if Nollywood was going to do the Avengers, that's how they would do it. Pew, 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 pew. I don't like you.
Hey, baby, this is it for you. Pew, pew, pew. Take that, motherfucker.
And you can see the graphics like, pew, fire, boom, fire.
20 seconds later, the guy's like, oh, you shot you 20 minutes ago.
No. Hey! What is happening?
Oh my god!
Organ. Ding, ding.
Playing the keyboard like organ music.
Okay.
This is a rivalry.
That is, I'm sorry. Maybe I wasn't fully concentrating, but I was expecting to see deep rivalry. It came through towards the end of the season. But to me, I was expecting it to be really strong from the get-go. Like, them arguing about grammar schools and stuff. Yes, I could tell that they hated each other by episode 2 and 3, but I wanted it to be a bit more prominent. And I think I wanted the reasons to be more prominent as well.
They just don't like each other.
Yeah, but, yeah.
And also, I just don't think it was a show that was really about the rivalry in terms of, like, understanding who these two men are and why they are the way they are.
No.
It was so much more about I guess, a story in the present, which is not bad for you. It's so rare for you to watch a series that's not like, we're going to show you 8 flashbacks now. It's I don't want to see any flashbacks. Just tell your story in the present, for fuck's sake. But, and
you really got to understand Tony's motivation for power. Like, he wants to have status. He wants to have power. He wants to be, a prominent voice in government, for instance. And the fact that Rupert does that, and even Declan was like being welcomed by Margaret Thatcher, like that was like a big thing for him.
Yeah, sorry, we've jumped ahead a bit.
We have jumped, but yeah.
So after Declan doesn't destroy Rupert, and now Declan and Rupert are kind of friends, ? But then Declan says to Rupert, hey, don't fuck my daughter. Because I see you guys making eyes at each other.
Scary.
Don't do that, man. And Rupert's like, hey man, I'm not even, what are you talking about? I would never do that. And then he's like, now that I'm like, the only sensible thing he does the whole way through the show, oh, maybe I should not fuck this guy's daughter if I'm trying to like make peace here. So, but in the meantime, Taggy's like, falling in love. I'm falling in love. And then like Rupert is very much pulling away from her. She's like, why doesn't he want me? I'm like, you're literally a child. Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Find someone your own age, girl. Anyway, Tony's fuming about this interview.
Yeah.
And he is like to Declan, as punishment, you're not going to do the interview for Margaret Thatcher no more. Well, he's like, well, Margaret Thatcher wants to come on because of how good the Rupert interview went, but you have to answer these questions. Declan's like, ask her these questions. Declan said, I'm not asking her those questions. I'm Declan. I make the show. I'm a bad boy. And then Tony was like, well, then you're not doing the interview. And he's like, okay, cool, then I quit.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, cool, then you're gone. Oh, but you're not gone. Because remember, I paid for your house. You owe me.
So to come and host this pageant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Declan, Danny Dyer's character.
Yeah. He's like a wealthy
tech guy.
Yeah.
As if Danny Dyer looks like a wealthy tech guy, but do you know what?
Honestly.
Maybe in the 80s, that's what they look like.
Honestly. And, because Rupert needs to have someone on his board that is credible to help with the franchise, he brought in, Tony, David Tennant's character, needs someone credible and with money on the board of the channel so they can get the franchise deal, secured. That's why Danny Dyer's character was brought in to be like, come and join us. Yeah. You're one of us. And that
but they never treat him like he's one of them. No. And
that's where the
they make fun of him and his wife, who is very hoity-toity and thinks oh yes, we've been made, we do all these things, and she's the subject of ridicule amongst them. But Rupert doesn't make fun of him, and so him and Rupert are mates, and then they're like to Declan, let's get wasted because you got fired from your job or whatever. And then Declan is like, oh shit, I forgot I need to go and host this pageant. So he goes to host the pageant, and when he gets there, I really hate how this is communicated because it's barely communicated, but one of the assistants has been raped by one of the other judges on the pageant.
Who's a reverend
who is a reverend and who is on the board.
Yeah.
The girl doesn't want to tell anyone. Mm-hmm. Tony's secretary decides to tell Declan, of all people, just casually tell someone else's business like that. I didn't understand the motivation for why she would tell Declan after she told the girl, don't say anything, you can use this to your own benefit. Mm-hmm. Right? You choose what you want to do with this. You can either go to the police or you can hold on to it and get the company to do stuff for you. It's your decision. And then blabs. For story reasons, Declan then, plastered, goes to the pageant, is looking at the judge, the priest, and being getting more and more annoyed, and he just punches him on TV, and then they fire him, and then he's like, oh, what am I going to do? We'll have to move back to London because there's no other work for us. This is the Cotswolds. Yeah. What TV channels exist out here?
I mean, what TV channels should exist out there? Have you been to the Cotswolds?
I don't know why you need a whole channel. It's very mad. Rupert and Danny Dyer's character. What's Danny Dyer's character's name?
Freddie Jones.
Yes, lovely Freddie Jones. Rupert and Freddie are like, why don't we just start our own company?
Yeah.
And Declan's like, we can't. And he's like, they're like, but what if we did? He's like, girl, no, stop. They're like, yes, queen. Yes, queen.
I mean, the show would become really interesting if they were speaking in that way.
It was basically the equivalent of that for Butler. So then they're like, okay, we're on an espionage thing. Get as much info as we can. Yeah. Start this company. Rupert's like, oh, I'm going to do one better. Mm-hmm. I'm in Spain anyway because I was going to be here. Then I saw Cameron, the producer, who works for Tony and is also banging him. Cameron's doing, again, your classic storyline of, I'm fucking the boss, he's going to leave his wife for me. No, he's not.
He's not.
No, he's not.
He's really not.
But you're supposed to be smart. You're supposed to be smart. And then when you saw Rupert magically next to you in the hotel, then you was like, I'm in a relationship with Tony, who I apparently love. But the man he hates most in the world is here. I'm going to have sex with him. And this will not blow up in my face at all. So anyway, Rupert puts the moves on her.
I'll be honest, that episode, one of my favourite from
it was a really fun episode.
It was such a fun episode. Oh, so maybe it just made me think, I love Spain.
That's what you loved.
I love Spain and I love the aesthetics.
Oh yeah, you love the idea of being in Spain.
I do love the idea.
Getting railed.
Move on.
Moving
on.
The majority of that episode is...
Yes, they're having sex and then they're in Spain. But they are. The most important thing is they're in Spain. Okay?
Oh yeah, because you're seeing so much of Spain from the bedroom.
Look, they were walking... Hold up. They were out there, outside of the villa. And they were walking down the streets.
What was crazy about that is... I'm trying to think about... Have I ever met a man and been like, I'm just going to have a...
No.
I'm going to go from 0 to 100.
100.
And it's not...
It was wild.
Sorry, it's also not I met a man. This is someone who lives where I live. I'm going to have to see him again after. Like, we're acting like we're on a like romantic holiday. But like, obviously there's no conversation about whether or not we're going to continue this when we get back. So I'm assuming we're going to get back and just act like this never happened.
Yeah, I think that was the whole point. And also, like, people on the holiday was also like feeding like, ooh, I feel there's a connection between the two.
Yeah, there was.
Which I was like, where? I don't. Is a connection with us?
There's a connection in the room, and they said yes.
And I was like, I don't see it, but I was like, for story, let's keep on.
Cameron looked lovely.
I think that's what I liked about the episode.
Rupert looked like, you know.
Better
one thing about posh people on holiday, they always look good in their linens
and tans.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, right. Yeah. He'll do, I guess. Yeah. Also, one thing from this episode is... No, it's not from this episode, but... Rupert is like, fuck Cameron. Still government papers from... Not government papers, but papers about the franchise. Which is dirty.
It really
but he's a dirty guy. He's already told us. He's shown us in his behaviour he's a dirty guy. Who would be surprised by that behaviour? He's given you no attention the whole time you've known him. All of a sudden, both of you in Spain, it's like, let's get in.
Yeah.
I've always found you attractive.
Which I was like, that was wild. I mean, so between Taggy, the other women, and now Cameron... He
has fucked everyone in
the Cotswolds, yeah.
Apart from Lizzie, who's his mate, and he would never do that with.
True, yeah.
And Taggy's mum, because he's in love with Taggy.
True. I mean, Taggy's mum tried hard.
So hard. It was so embarrassing. But then I felt really sorry for her when she was like there's a point where she's like in the mirror, like, you know, pushing her tits together and flushing her cheeks, and you could just, you know, it's a bit sad.
Yeah.
But she was also then a bitch to Taggy straight afterwards, so I don't know. I didn't like her as a character. Yeah. I also didn't get the, like... I always struggle, and I guess sometimes it's just about when a person reaches their limit, but, like, you've been married to this man for how long? Today's the day that you thought, oh, do you know, he takes his work too seriously, he's getting on my nerves.
Yeah, to me, I was confused by their relationship anyway.
Yeah. So. They had a couple of sex scenes, though. Oh,
yeah, they did, yeah. In front of the kids. And the kids had to, like, step out, like, oh,
I don't know what was going on in the 80s, but people really didn't give a heck about their kids.
No.
At one point, they opened the door and someone's just having an orgy.
Yeah.
Another time they opened the door and the kids are all making out with each other.
Yeah, I was like, what is going on? Like, this is just sex.
Tony was walking through the field, sees his son getting fucked in the woods.
But it was like, oh, well, we'll speak to you about this afterwards. Like,
I mean, I think that's what posh people are like. They're not going to be like, hey... Stop that.
No, because that was the son was having sex with a man, right? A boy. Yeah. But
and then the mum, honestly, the most awkward conversation later, and the mum's like, listen, I know, you know, at boarding school you do what you need to do. but you need to have some self-control. It's crazy. She was like, you can do that at school, but you can't be just doing that here, you know?
What?
Ew!
Oh my god.
Mother, no! I don't want to talk about this with you. Anyway, he continues to have sex with both that boy and
another girl.
The boy's sister. So that tells you a lot about the world that we're in. Anyway, he steals the papers. He takes them back to the what's their Ventura. Their company's called Ventura.
Oh, yes.
And he takes it back to the Ventura boys and he's like, I got this. And they're like, no!
He was going to do this clean and fair.
No, and he's like, oh my god, I'm the only one taking this seriously. And they're like, they have this mini argument, but they make it up. So it's like, it has no dramatic appeal really, because it doesn't really change anything. Anyway, Cameron and Tony are growing distant. She's like, you're never going to leave your wife for me.
Good girl, yeah.
Let's be done with it then. But he's like, I love you. I would die for you. She's like,
okay. Like when they were like in that restaurant, and like, oh, let's dance in this restaurant, and then they were outside and they were kissing. I was like, oh, okay. It's
just not given.
It isn't.
Anyway, she decides, let me hit Rupert's line up again. Let me see what Rupert's on. Comes to his house, has sex with him. He's like, yeah, sure.
He ain't gonna say no.
I'm never gonna say no, and that's scary.
Yeah.
Anyway, of course you have that natural thing of, you know, she's in the house. He's not there. What will she discover? And someone delivers the Ventura t-shirts to the house. And then he goes, while you're here, I did steal your franchise from you. Again, he didn't even need to tell her that. Could have just kept that to himself. Yeah. But, plot. He tells her, she gets really upset because I guess she was starting to fall for him. Huh? Question mark. Yeah. And then she says something that I found very weird because why did you come back? She said, oh, and the reports about you? Underrated. You're overrated. Like, the sex with you is overrated.
Yeah, then why did you come back? But mind you, maybe her base is like to the...
It's Tony.
So like...
So she's like, oh, whoa, this is way better
than
Tony.
This is rated, so you're over the rates?
It's underrated. It's overrated because everybody keeps saying that you're a 10 out of 10 and you're a 9. So you're not bad.
Yeah, but you're not great.
You're not, you know...
Not perfection.
You're not the only one for me. Anyway, so she gets upset, but then that doesn't last long because then she's like, Tony's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Which he is, because he's found out that she's been bumping butts with Rupert and he's big mad. Yeah. He's crying. Yeah. His wife's looking at him. He's looking at Cameron. His wife's looking at him. He's looking at Cameron. He's like, I just need to go to the toilet. Gets up, cries on the stairs like a baby.
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, what he actually loves Cameron, girls.
Yeah, I was like, come on, he
met her yesterday. No. Anyway, maybe he does. So now he's like, oh, Cameron, I'm gonna make you the CEO of this company. You're gonna stay here. And Cameron's like, oh, it's kind of giving no.
It's kind of like desperation.
It's giving, I don't want to work here anymore.
It's giving you the losing team. Okay?
It's giving I'm already taking a job with the other people. And they have this big debate. Ventura does well. Yeah. They decide that they can apply for the franchise as well. Yeah. Tony is fuming. Yeah. Cameron is on her way to go see the Ventura boys. Tony's like, tell me the truth. What the fuck's going on with you and Rupert? She's like, yeah, I fucked him and what? He's like, yeah, no, you're not going nowhere. She's like, I am actually. Yeah. He's grabbing her up. She pushes him off him. He's grabbing her up. She hits him with the BAFTA that they won. Perfect. Of course, she hits him with
What's
the BAFTA.
What's that thing you call? Is it Schrodinger's cat? No.
Dramatic irony.
Yeah, maybe that. Yeah. That thing that you know when something has been hinted at.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Chekhov's gun.
Chekhov's gun. I always forget. Like, so why did they say Schrodinger's cat?
The Schrodinger's cat is where something is. The cat is in the box, but the cat is either dead or alive. You don't know, right? Yeah. Chekhov's gun is someone's brought a gun to the party at some point. The gun will go off. I really like that phrase. Chekhov's gun. Maybe I should get that on a wall in my house.
Merch.
Chekhov's gun.
Like, what is that? And it's a great conversation.
Like Chekhov's gun? Question mark. Trojan horse.
Yeah. You never know.
She killed him. Question mark.
Question mark. Because the news is Rivals is coming back for series 2.
I don't know David Tennant's coming back. That's what I felt like. They killed him off because he's got stuff he needs to do.
Oh, for real? Well, when he announced the return of series 2.
Okay, cool. No, because I wondered, because of all of the people in there, the person who probably has the highest profile is him.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, maybe he took that role because they were like, it's a 1 season role.
Yeah, true.
Don't have to come back. Blah blah. Maybe. And that's why he ends up dying at the end. Because it's always a big deal when you're big stars. Like, what, you killed the big star at the end of season 1.
As I felt with Game of Thrones and what's his name, Sean Bean.
You thought Sean Bean was the biggest star of Game of Thrones?
And the season 1.
Maybe at the time.
Yeah, because the way I said, oh, they killed him off. Wow. I don't think I need to watch this. And I didn't watch it for a while.
That's the goofiest thing I've ever heard. Oh, I won't watch the series then.
Because I love Sean Bean's character. I'm so sorry.
So you only watch shows because of Sean Bean?
No.
Name one other Sean Bean thing you've seen. You're embarrassing!
No, I mean...
Name one.
No, I'm not. It's not about Sean Bean. I mean about his character.
But can you name one?
I don't think I can. Wasn't he on like Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't watched it though. Oh my lord!
Cut the cameras.
Oh my lord! There's so many things I have not watched, even for a TV podcaster, if we describe ourselves as that.
I can't watch everything.
No, so, but yeah.
That's the show. One thing we forgot to mention, which is actually the thing that I kept watching for.
Go on, Baz.
Fuck Baz. Baz wasn't even giving it like I thought Baz was going to give it.
Yeah, you really were on your high horse, like, yeah, it must be Baz.
Baz wasn't even giving like I thought he was going to give. Freddie and Lizzie's little romance.
Who's Freddie? Oh, yes.
Was honestly the most heartwarming part. If that Fred wasn't in there, I would joke for I would have liked the show.
Yeah, that was Danny Dyer's character.
Taggy and Rupert, put it in the bin.
But
Cameron and Rupert, kind of hot. Cameron and Tony, bin.
Yeah.
Who else is left? Emily Attack and every man, bin. Bin, big bin. Nobody else's romance was really given like that, but those two,
it was so sweet. Like when she went, she was like, "I'm gonna go to the hotel," and then he went to the hotel to try and meet her, and then she was like,
"She could get out of the car." Basically, they kind of are feeling each other from the beginning. Yeah. He calls her one day. He's like, "I wonder if you'd want to get lunch," which is like code for like, "Let's hook up." She's like, "I would love to go to lunch, but I actually can't go to lunch."
Yeah.
Because I'm married, and he's like, "No, I get that." You're like, oh, it's a shame. She should have just gone and bump butts once, isn't it?
Yeah, but she was like, I have to, the integrity.
No, it wasn't the integrity. It's because she loves her husband.
Yeah, true.
Right? But her husband don't love her. She actually hears him cheating on her.
Yeah,
that's when she's like, okay, now I'm going to revenge.
Yeah.
Do this. But then she can't do it again. That's the time they go to the hotel.
Yeah.
She's in the car. She sees him going in, but she can't do it. She goes home. Then she has a conversation with Emily Attack, where it's like, why do men always get to do what they want to do and they leave us and we never get to do what we need to do? And that kind of gives Lizzie's like, yeah, do you know what? If I want to jump his bones, I'm going to jump his bones. Yeah. And so she hits him up. She's like, oh, I've got some champagne. And they go in the woods and have the grossest sex scene.
Did they actually have sex? I can't. Oh, I've
he like pours champagne all over her and like licks it up.
I missed her.
I said, oh.
I missed out. Oh my god! I think I missed out. I think
it's like the final episode.
Yeah, I must have fallen asleep on that because I
completely as you do.
No, as you do. There's only one episode. There's only one show I actually admitted to sleeping, and then rewatching, and that was The Gentleman.
Anyway, but yeah, they're sweethearts. Their characters are great. Their love story is really cute, and his wife's a lesbian. That's the other thing they start right at the beginning.
Whose wife?
Freddie's wife. So you know, at the end of episode 1, there's like a montage of sex scenes, right?
Yeah.
You see everybody like Emily Attack's characters having sex with her husband, but he's gross.
Yeah.
Lizzie, I don't think Lizzie's having sex with her husband because maybe she is, and it's boring. Tony has sex with his wife. Everyone's having sex with someone. Yeah. When Freddie's having sex with his wife, the TV's on.
Oh yes, and
there's two women, and that's what she's watching.
Yeah, okay.
Instead of him, and then there's a point where towards the end where they say goodbye to each other, and he goes to like kiss her on the lips, and she sort of like.
I think that I do remember that part, but I also was like, oh my gosh, I'm just seeing David Tennant in a sex scene. I think that was I'm just seeing Danny Dyer in a sex scene. And I was like, oh, this is so much.
But it wasn't Danny Dyer, it was Freddie.
Yeah, Freddie, but still in Danny Dyer's body.
Also, there is one other storyline that I was like, well, this is gross, and this made me really sad.
Which one?
It just made me sad. So there's a person who works. I can't remember what his name is. He works at the.
Oh yes, the guy.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Gary Lamar. Okay, Charles.
Yeah.
Bro, he looks really young in this photo.
I think he is not as old as he is on the show.
Yeah, because they made him look very old.
Anyway, Charles
Fairborn.
is like I feel like the only openly gay character on the show, and he is like having this like romantic trust with this guy, and then he's like to the guy, it's New Year's Eve. We've been doing this for a while. I'm giving you a key to my house so you can like come and go and we don't have to sneak around. And the guy's like, I've decided I'm gonna marry a woman. I've got to marry a woman for my political career. And then Charles is heartbroken, and so I was heartbroken, and he says like he has like a panic attack, and then he's like to Taggy about like how something about like wanting to be seen, and like thinking that he found someone who saw him. And I was like, God, I don't know why I get so emotional when I think about people like having to live in a world where who they are is a secret or who they are is shameful, and like the idea that you have to just resign yourself to like, I'm never gonna fall in love, I'm never gonna have a partner, I'm never gonna do like that. Just feels like a world devoid of love to me is like, what is even the point of any of this? What is the point of any of this? But then at the end, his guy comes back and he's like, Charles is like to him, look, I just want to say, like, obviously the ring thing was a bit much, but like, I hope we can be friends still. And he's like, I found a woman to marry, so you and I can be together again. And then Charles was like, yeah. And I was like, no! No! You deserve much more than that. You should be like, no, bitch, I'm not going to be nobody's secret. Because why do I have to stand out in the sun and have everybody know?
This sounds really like Scandal.
And then you're doing little secret stuff.
Queen Charlotte.
You're doing little secret stuff. No!
It was the 80s. That's what they would tell you.
People were gay in the 80s. Freddie Mercury exists.
Yeah, but he didn't come out. We didn't find out Freddie Mercury was gay until he died, unfortunately. Some people didn't.
Oh, everyone around him did.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
George Michael was gay.
Yeah, but he unfortunately that happened because
cruising.
Yeah, sorry.
Let's
go on.
Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant is not gay.
It was in a.
Oh yeah, he was cruising. He was cruising.
Listen, the lads were outside.
I was gonna say he's not like us, but he actually likes one of us.
The lads were outside, honey.
Actually, that makes it sound like we're prostitutes. No.
We are not prostitutes.
No, we're not at all.
But anyway.
Interesting.
Please, can people just let people love each other and be happy? Everyone deserves to be happy. Everybody deserves to be like, that's my man, or that's my girl, that's mine, that's my they, that's my they.
All right, girl.
No, and I believe that 100%. I really do. It genuinely breaks my heart.
But you have to realise this show was written for a different period. The way they were talking about camera...
It was written for a different period.
No,
it was for this period.
Sorry, it's written for this period, but I mean like the story was based in the 80s. So there was some archaic thinking. Same with the way that they thought about Cameron's character. Like, it was very archaic.
No, I'm not saying that.
I mean, they don't equate at all, but I'm just saying.
I'm not saying that there wasn't a reason why they did it. I'm just saying it still made me sad.
Yeah, I get it. How would you rate Rivals?
Like a 7 out of 10. So what's that? A 3 out of 5?
Yeah, 3 out of 5. I didn't hate it.
It was fun.
It was fun. It was like cheap TV.
Towards the end, I was like, "This is too much boring TV stuff."
Yeah.
Like I work in TV. I don't need to see.
And
this.
That's the thing.
But I did like the who's sleeping with who today.
Yeah.
But then because there was not enough people, after a while you're like, oh,
revolving door.
Like, see, just Rupert's butt again. I'm like, give me a break. Give me a break. I want to see a new butt.
I think the fact that Rupert was like the hunk of the series, I was like, wow,
it's crazy because
really, I think in like a regular world, he would be mid. Sorry, and who would have been number 1? We would have
David Tennant.
No, we'd have had a new cast, like a completely different cast. I'm so sorry.
We'd have had a completely different cast.
A different cast, completely. Yeah, I didn't hate the show. I thought, like, it was an interesting story. It's very TV heavy. Like, I do feel like if you kind of need to understand the industry to understand some of the parts of the show.
I work in the industry, and I was like, what franchise?
Yeah, I understood some of it from a like broadcaster perspective because
I've never worked at a broadcaster.
Yeah, so I worked at like
You worked at
3 broadcasters. Yeah, I worked at 3 broadcasters, so I kind of understood some of the language, but actually only two British ones. Anyway, no, I understood some of the language, and also like when they were talking about the TV in like the 80s, it kind of reminded me of like the old TV that we
One thing I loved about the show.
Go on.
Is people's just smoking everywhere.
I'm sure you love that.
It really just, I'm like...
It took you to a time, didn't it?
I'm like, but can you imagine how mad that must have been?
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm so grateful that I never...
Smoking on the plane.
Smoking in the office.
Smoking in the office. Smoking on set. You're filming a show, you're smoking. You're in the pub, you're smoking.
Yeah.
How did people just survive in that world who did not smoke?
That's what I mean. I'm so grateful that I didn't have to live in that world.
It's just crazy.
Because I remember we were old enough
to remember when people used to be able to smoke inside.
Yeah, they smoke inside. Also,
in pubs you could.
Why do I keep seeing people smoked on bus stops? Bus stops. And I remember how much I hate
smoking on the bus.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I remember how much, like, personally, I've never smoked in my life, and I don't like the smell of it. Sorry.
But you like to do edibles.
Anyway, you see, don't do this because you're really actually wasting my time. I have never touched any of that kind of stuff in my life. I've never been a fan of the smell of it.
Like shots. You do like shots though.
I don't drink anymore, man.
But you did.
I didn't even like shots when I did drink.
But famously, I've seen you do shots.
Yes, because it's out of pressure. Saka, pressure.
Why are you shouting at me?
Because I feel like I need to. I want you to hear, boo.
See, she's been really aggressive because she doesn't have a drink today.
Don't drink anymore. It sounds so weird to say that, but I don't. But I remember those times when people used to smoke at bus stops, and I was like, wow, it's a lot. Like, it's almost like foggy. It's like sometimes when you come up the station where people are smoking or vaping, and you're like, whoa, like you almost like smacks you in the face. Or there was times when I used to live in Amsterdam, like there were places where you walk and you're like, whoa, I just got a bit of like.
Because they can smoke in those cafes.
Yeah, exactly, and it's so.
They can smoke in the cafe.
They smoke in the cafe and outside as well.
Yeah.
So and sometimes I would not know, so I would just be walking past a cafe, and I'd be like, "Whoa!" I'm like, "Oh, that was strong." So I think that's probably how it was, but like constantly everywhere.
Yeah, I remember there's a film that I really loved called A Single Man, and I remember there's a still that really stuck with me, which is like Nicholas Holt's character and the girl that he's dating are in a lecture and she's just smoking. People were smoking in lectures.
Can you imagine?
Was there ever people were probably smoking in the hospital?
Yeah. Oh, that wild. But yes,
right?
Yeah, it's actually
like,
wild.
It just feels like there was no rules.
Yeah,
and there was nobody. Everyone smoked, so it wasn't even like you would be like, oh well, we need to think about people who don't smoke. No, just be like, oh, I'm at the police station.
Yeah, I think
I'm in my cell, being like, can I get a cig?
I think you almost you were definitely the minority if you didn't smoke.
You very much seems like
and
it.
if you didn't, like there was an episode in Friends where like Rachel didn't smoke, but all her colleagues smoked when they were outside, and they were like discuss an idea, and then she was like, I'm gonna learn how to smoke so I can like
learn how. It's like it's a really complicated
I'm gonna start smoking so I can like get with the in group. That's how I feel it probably was, but I'm very grateful I never lived in that time because I wouldn't have joined.
Well, you would have to go to a lecture, so I don't know how you thought you were not going to go to school.
No, I'll go to school, but I'll be like, can you not smoke next to me?
Get up and move.
Yeah, then I move to the next person. And they light up. So I'm like,
you're just moving up and down each row.
Basically, I'll be like, I'm constantly frustrated.
Yeah. Smelling people's second-hand smoke.
No, no judgment to anyone who does smoke.
Just making out, just.
I feel like you would have loved that time.
Why? Because I love making out.
No, I mean.
No, I don't know. I do think cigarette smoke is not like a nice smell, so I don't know if anybody would have loved the time of being in. But you don't. In that space, constant, 24/7.
I get it. I you know what? I hate the smell of the stale smoke. Like when you go to a pub like it's stale. don't know what that means, but like a stale smell of smoke and alcohol mixed together.
I don't like
that smell. I don't like.
I don't like the smell of like there's I can't really describe it, but like the way that a pub smells in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, because there's like a pub on the corner here, and whenever I walk past when I'm going that way, I just remember thinking like, God, that's like such a specific
smell. Yeah.
Smell.
And it's distinctive, like
It's like acrid. It kind of like makes your nose sting.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive.
But yeah,
I think in like 25 years, people won't even be. Like, one, it won't be in anyone's living memory anymore.
Or just, yeah,
I say it in 25 years. Are we going to be dead?
No, I mean...
once we're out of the picture,
50 years,
it will not be in anyone's living memory. Because my sister's 6 years younger than me. I don't think she has any memory of that.
No. I think, if anything, it's going to be the vaping, like that type of thing.
Yeah, but even when vaping came in, it was like immediately, like, you can't do this indoors.
Yeah, yeah. But then,
which is crazy, because vaping, like, it's not smoke, is it?
You can still... You can smell it. You know when people
you can smell it, but it's not like smoke in the same way that like a cigarette
it's like a
smoke
vapor,
is smoke.
Isn't it?
It's different.
But I do think that...
But it's annoying.
You can, if someone smokes in the bus, which I actually do hate that, because I'm like, look, it's not that deep.
You're not supposed to smoke on the bus.
You're not supposed to smoke on the bus. Like, it's not that deep. And also, you look so stupid because you're like hiding it. Like
I told you someone was vaping in a meeting once.
Really?
Did I tell you that?
No. But on a call.
In the room.
Oh yeah, you didn't tell me that one. Because if it was vaping like on a VC, like that's fine.
In the room in front of us.
I don't like that. No, but the thing is,
and also in that way that she thought that we could not see that she was vaping. I honestly felt like I was in a prank. I was like, is this what is that? Nobody has smoke around them. Yeah. No one else has smoke around them apart from me.
And when you do smell, like there is a smell that kind of like lingers. You know when you get onto a train or bus when someone's vapes, because you can just like, it smells a bit different. Anyway, going back to Rivals, I would rate it probably... I didn't hate it. I gave it a 7 as well. I didn't dislike it.
People really...
It wasn't the worst thing I've watched. Mind you, I don't feel there's a lot of like new shows that are like interesting, and it was a relatively easy watch.
It was an easy watch. Yeah. It was fun.
It's a lot of sex, man.
Yeah,
but not like sex with people that I don't know if I want to see. It's sex.
It's melodrama.
Yeah,
and I do really love melodrama, and I feel like it's nice to see melodrama sort of creeping back, because like I think soaps get a really bad rap, even though that they do melodrama like to the 100th possible degree, and we don't have anything like that now. Everything has to either be highbrow or it's Marvel. Like, no, bring back like just soapy shit.
Yeah, true.
That is like fun and maybe has something to say. I don't think this landed any of the commentary on like consent or like
absolutely not
the sexual complexities between men and women. But it could have. I think a better Rivals would have done what it did and also been able to land those things in a way. Because even the storyline with the assistant that is sexually assaulted just sort of gets dropped.
And I'll be honest, like it was harrowing watching it. I am just like,
it went on for a bit too
long. I'm just like, this is not like, yeah. So anyway, I'm keen to see what they bring to series 2. Like, 'cause there was also moments, and I hate to say it, like there's moments where the series felt a bit cheap.
Right.
Like production, I don't know. I can't.
Name names.
No, like it felt very British.
Here we go again. Shoshanna and her slander. Like she hates the fact that she's British. She was American so much. She thinks that we're all cheap, dirty, stinky.
I mean, I can't put my finger on it. Like,
pub toilet people. That's what she says when you guys aren't here.
I don't know. It just, there was something about it that I can't put my finger on it. Maybe I should have reeled back that comment.
No, you're right. You hate British people. And
I am, because I'm British myself.
Oh, I noticed something.
Go on.
I don't know if this is what you noticed or if this was a production thing, but everybody's lips were like blue. Really? Yeah. Maybe it was. I thought it was just my TV. Maybe it was just my TV.
I don't know.
But
I didn't notice that.
I was like, I feel like the costume design stopped here. or it's the grading because you're giving everyone like blue lips, which is really unattractive. I don't like it. It makes everyone looks ill. Yeah. And everyone had it apart from Cameron.
I need to watch it again.
I wonder
I
why.
do feel like I need to rewatch that last episode because I feel like I maybe missed some stuff. But like, yeah, I don't know. I'm keen to see what they bring the series to. Like, now it's coming back. I wonder how many episodes it's gonna get. I wonder if they're also gonna try and appeal the series to like a US audience as well. Because I know we talked about this in the last episode. It definitely struck well and performed well in the UK, but I don't think it has travelled. So I'm keen to see if they're gonna do anything to try and alleviate that, or if they're going to just double down on the Britishness. But I do love, one thing I will say, I loved seeing so many British actors from like
because you hate British people
from so many different like fields. It wasn't like David Tennant is a big name, absolutely, but I love that you had like Emmy Attak, which I've not seen her in anything really.
So why do you love that you saw that she was in there?
I just like it was arranged. Like, it wasn't just like the same like highbrow British talent that has travelled, like,
because they're not going to get their tits out.
That is true.
Think about the show.
That is true. But I love that, and then we talked about like having Danny Dyer in the show. It just felt like it was a mix of like the TV that if you're from the UK, it was a mix of like this TV that you'll see from like Channel 1 to Channel 5. Like, you've got like you got like the BBC type of talent, and you've got like the
Is that
Channel
supposed
5.
to be a compliment? What the fuck are you talking about?
So I mean, let me rephrase that. You've got like the soap opera stars, but you've also got like big name talent that have been able to travel internationally. That's why I think has worked really well.
Who are the big name talents that were able to
David
travel?
Tennant.
Say one.
Yeah. And Cameron, which is American.
We don't even know.
No, we don't know who she is.
I hope they bring more characters. We need new characters. We need new blood. We need to see some new butts.
We need some rivals.
New butts. We need some big juicy butts.
I feel like Cameron needs a friend.
No, Cameron's it's over for Cameron. You knew the minute you know she was the only black person there. It's a wrap for Cameron. She's not gonna make it. She's not gonna make it. Someone needs to do a documentary on what happens when you're the only black person in the place.
Please.
You'll get dragged into their shit.
So much. Honestly. I started watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills because there's a woman on the show. Her name is
Garcelle.
No, I know Garcelle's on it. So sorry, she is the black person, but they brought another black person on. And her name is Bozoma St. John, and she's like a big name in like marketing.
And her husband died.
Yes, and she was like she was a chief marketing officer at Netflix. She was like chief brand officer at Uber. So she's done corporate tech, and they brought her onto the show, which everyone was like, why? But I'm so keen to see it. So that was the only reason I started watching, because I was like, girl, you are so amazing. Why would you get dragged into this mess?
Who said that she's not messy? People always forget some of the smartest people you know are crazy.
I know she, because she has personality, and I think she's going to bring some drama. But, so I was watching the episode, I was like, one, I'm coming in like fresh. I've never watched an episode of this franchise before. I only mainly watched the black franchises with Atlanta and Potomac, and I watched a little bit of Salt Lake, which is in black. But like, I was like, why are you here? Because the first episode, it was just like two white girls arguing.
Love that.
Women. But anyway, all that to say, Rivals is coming back. We'll see if we review it when it comes out. God knows when it will be. Probably be 2026. Because that's how, honestly, they've only just confirmed it.
Well, they got Extraordinary Season 2 out very quickly, so don't put it past Disney. What else is everyone else doing?
Yeah,
it's true. Really entirely dependent on schedules, and I also think just because it's been announced now doesn't mean they haven't been working on it since.
True so. So, what are we doing next week?
Should we, I guess, talk about the shows we've watched this year that we've enjoyed?
Yeah, because actually...
It's the end of the year, baby!
It's the end of the year. We're going to do our TV Wrapped. So, the next time... We're going to do a review of everything we have been watching. Fab. There's been a lot of music. There's been a new mic. And there's been some rivals. And this has been Scripts and Giggles with Shoshanna.
Why did you shout?
I know. And this has been Scripts and Giggles.
What is going on with you? Just use your normal voice. Just use your normal voice.
This sounds like Shirani. Just Shirani. Okay. This has been Scripts and Giggles with Shoshanna
and Marnie.
Bye.
Bye.
Why are you using your inside voice?
I'm using my delicate voice, the voice I would use if I was on Rivals.
No, bruh.
Bring me champagne.
I will be Cameron in Spain. minus Rupert.
Yeah, of course you'd be. I know you would be covering this. You can't take this girl nowhere. I knew as soon as I seen that scene, yeah, Shoshanna's at home taking notes. Oh my god. She's like, oh, when he put the leg in. Oh, okay.
Excuse me? Reel that back right now.
Like,
I just saw that all her outfits ate. The sun looks so good on her face. I want to go to Spain.
About the outfits at 8.
I did.
Yeah. When they was on the floor.
Fam, when she was in Spain walking down the streets, enjoying the sun, eating paella.
Shoshanna thinks she's slick.
I am.
Bear in mind, Shoshanna had watched this before we even suggested it for the pod. She heard rivals, anuses, penis. Oh, on there.
You're actually an idiot. Let's wrap this thing up. Bye, guys.
Bye.